Okay, welcome everybody. This is the first regional meeting from the MCAA. I would like just to thank to everybody just for coming here and just take the time just to share your point of research and be open for networking. Uh, I would like just to please ask you just to keep your speakers open, just microphone off, and the order of the presentations will be this way. So I'm waiting for, now we're going to have an opening and presentation from China chapter. Then the talk will follow in the following order. You don't need to memorize this, don't worry. And after that, we will just open 3 different uh, rooms. So people just can go there and have the networking freely, right? These will be separated by the different areas that you use during the submission of the abstract. All the attendees feel free just to move from one room to other. And also, if you finish your networking also for the speaker, feel free just. I will need just to remind you that please send me the uh, name for your attendee certificate, the ones who haven't done it, and also we will prepare the speaker certificate for everybody. And also, please please pay attention to the talks and send us the best 3 talks that you find more interesting for you. Please send it by email. And then we will just make a selection of the best talk and we will just award to the first, second, and third talk according to the number of votes that they receive. You can send it by email to the organizer, and then we will just collect the information later. Okay. So I think that is all the need to talk. Thanks again just for being part of this national meeting that took a lot of work and it started like 5 months ago, far, far away from here, right? So please, I will just please the chair of China chapter just to give some explanation and start. Yes, you can just open your screen and start. Your mic is off. Thanks.
Are you calling mommy?
Yes, but your camera is off.
Okay. So sorry because maybe my internet is not so good. So I'm so happy to attend this activity. So dear friends, colleagues, and peers. So good morning, and welcome to this exciting academic activity organized by MCA Japan, MCA China, and MCA India, and Southeast Asia chapters. I'm really happy to be here with all of you today, and thanks so much for your coming, for your joining. So the MCA is put by the European Commission as a global network for research who has benefit from the Marie Curie action. Its main goal is to bring scientists and excellent researchers from all over the world together to share ideas, collaborate, and create new opportunities. So this event, I think, is a very good example of that mission in action. So we are here today to dive into a very interesting topic on the environmental science. This forum gives us a chance to showcase our research, learning. We can to learning from each other and build the connection that can lead to future collaboration with the different the colleagues and peers. So I also want to give a special thanks to Eugenio. He's the chair of the MCAA Japan chapter. He has put a lot of the works to organize this activity. And also thanks for the Shaoshan Mai from the China MCA China chapter. Also other the chairs of the other Asia chapters for their incredible works in organizing these events. So Eugenio, I think your dedication and efforts has made this possible. So we are grateful for it. As a last, I would like to thank you so much again for being here. I wish we will have a successful and inspiration activity today. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for your attending. Thanks so much, Father Eugenio. Thanks so much.
Well,
very nice.
Very
nice work. Very nice work. Yes.
Well, I will not deny there was a lot of stress, but also there's a lot of happiness just to see that we have people just here united just to start the talks.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you very much.
We
have another one in 2 weeks.
We are looking for another one activities. It's so nice because we have published some of the information to the members from the MCA China chapter. So a lot of the people who are very interested for these activities. So this is why it's a very good job. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I will remark the contribution from Shaoshan. She was working a lot. Thank for your chapter. We have a lot of contribution. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Very nice. Thanks so much for Shaoshan.
Yes. Okay. So in this case, I will post that one start with the talk. We will have 7 minutes. I will just let you know when around 5 minutes. That remain 2 minutes, and in these 2 minutes, try just to finish your talk, right? Okay. So, Pengwang, just please share your screen and let's get on.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Could you see my screen?
Perfect.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very happy to share my studying about this topic. Right now, I'm a senior lecturer in physical and health education at the Faculty of Sports Science and Coaching, Sultan Idris Education University in Malaysia. The topic I want to discuss is the benefits of Taiji lifestyle, the harmony of environmental, physical activity, and health. So, first, what's the purpose about this topic? Trying to exploring the balance between our surroundings, movement, and well-being. So, first, I want to introduce what's the meaning of Taiji lifestyle. Taiji lifestyle is not just exercise, but also a philosophy about Taiji. It's trying to harmonizing environment, physical activity, and health through Taiji philosophy. So the environmental harmony in Taiji, it includes environmental connection, ideal practice location, and mindfulness and focus. For example, environmental and connection. Taiji emphasizes the importance of being in tune with the environment, fostering a deeper connection with nature. Next, physical activity. the core of touch practice. So physical activity, especially in
Excuse
touch,
me, I think the screen is not. You are not playing the
Yes,
slides. I
please.
think.
Yes, and also you can share the screen. S5 or F4, yes.
Okay, so could you see screen right now?
Yes, but you can just make full screen.
Okay. Okay, so physical activity about touch
Still not working,
exercise.
sorry.
Hello?
Go to the icon just down close to the percentage of zoom.
You need to make your full screen. 就是你的 PPT 没有全屏，没有全屏。
Yes, I think actually in my computer is full screen. I think the problem about the internet. Okay. So I try again. Is it full screen right now?
I think you should share this full screen. Yeah.
Yes, I already share full screen in my computer. I think it's problem, maybe problem about the system. Okay, I just continue because the time limitation. So the benefits of touch exercise include the slowing deliberate movements, enhancing flexibility, strength, and balance. Now the benefits of touch. Touch have various benefits. It can improve cardiovascular health, reduce the stress level, enhance immune function, and aid in managing chronic conditions like arthritis, and aids in managing hypertension. So touch and mental well-being. Touch enhances mental well-being by fostering a healthy mental state and emotional balance. Regular practice touch helps alleviate symptoms of anxiety and depression, contributing to overall mental health, and can promote a sense of peace and mindfulness. Touch also improves mental clarity, and finally, touch exercise can enhance emotional stability. Now, the integrating touch into daily lifestyle. Actually, there are four steps. First is simple integrating, just incorporating touch into daily routines. Next is morning routines. Many people start their day with a short touch practice in the morning. Then is midday rechange. Some use of it as a midday break for rechange their energy and focus. Finally, flexibility duration. The type of session might last between 20 to 1 hour, depending on personal performance and schedule. Now, the role of nutrition of a touch lifestyle. Just as I said, touch is not just exercise, but also a philosophy. It's a lifestyle. So we also incorporate nutrition about the touch lifestyle. So nutrition plays a crucial role in complementing the touch lifestyle. A balanced diet enriched in whole foods such as fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins support the energy and validity needed for regular exercise. And nutrition also should include hydrations. It can maintain overall well-being. So next is the community and social support of touch, as you can see in the screen. So there are several parts. For example, the group practice and a sense of community and motivation of enhancement and social interaction, as well as accessibility of classes. There are also some changes and solutions in practice. For example, time limitation and lack of space, and so on. So the conclusion.
We are 5 minutes. Please check that you are changing your slides.
Okay. So for Taji, next time we should include a holistic health plan and include well-being and harmony of balance and so on. Okay. That's my presentation today. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your presentation.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
As
So
we were talking, we will just have discussion at the end in different rooms. So now our next speaker, it's Gita Sharma. Sorry if I missed the pronunciation. So please try to share your screen just to check everything is working fine. So I saw her connected. Yes, she's connected, yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Perfect. We hear you.
I'm sorry, I have some issues with my cameras. Is it okay without the camera?
Of course.
Okay.
Share your screen and let's get it on.
I'm just trying to share my screen. Is my screen visible?
It's visible. Please maximize. Yes, that button. Perfect. So enjoy your 7 minutes.
Hello, good morning. Well, it's good morning here. So all the other participants from other part of the world, a very good day. I'm Dr. Geeta Sharma, professor at the Department of Chemistry, Pune University. It's the central part of India. And today I'll be talking about three-dimensional palladium nanostructures, which are immobilized in polymer beads for efficient catalytic detoxification of a persistent pollutant in water, that is chromium. Chromium, as we are all aware, is an effluent from many industries like leather industries, textile industries. And in the developing countries, these effluents are directly released into the river water and can cause a major threat to the aquatic life, leading to soil pollution, water pollution. So an efficient method to detoxify chromium is a very important research area. This work was performed by one of my PhD students. I'm presenting this for him. So I thank my PhD students for his contribution towards this work. Our major work is based on nanostructures, synthesis of nanostructures. So we use these molecules called as surfactants to stabilize these nanostructures. These surfactants can either lead to hexagonal, cubic, or lamellar type of template, which can lead to this stabilization of the nanostructures. We use such liquid crystalline mesophases to generate such hexagonal templates, and we can such type of templates can lead to nanostructures like these. So these are very interesting type of nanostructures because they have immense porosity, and this porosity will give them better activity. So this is what we have explored in this work. We have used different types of surfactants, can be anionic surfactants or cationic surfactants. And today I'm focusing on this type of structures, which I will name as palladium Erkin nanostructures. You can see their resemblance to the Erkin type of structures that are normally found underwater in seas. So they have a striking resemblance to these Erkin type structures. The speciality of these Erkin shaped palladium nanostructures is their surface area. And this is what we have explored to detoxify chromium. So what we have done is that we have characterized these palladium Erkin type of structures, and we saw they have very interesting properties. These were synthesized by the reduction technique that involves radiation. So we have used gamma radiation methods to synthesize these nanostructures. They were characterized before we applied them for chromium remediation. And you can see from this plot that in absence of any palladium Erkin type of catalyst, there is no reduction to chromium that happens. But in presence of palladium Erkin catalyst, the chromium is completely detoxified within 39 minutes. So that was a very interesting property. And we further developed this result into more interesting phase, because when we use palladium nanostructures, it is very difficult to separate them from, for example, if we are using an effluent, then it is very different to separate the palladium nanostructures from the treated water after the chromium detoxification has happened. So this was a very persistent problem, because we could only test our catalyst only for 6 cycles. So we achieved very good result that within these 6 cycles, there was not much reduction in the percentage of the chromium that was reduced. It maintained its activity, but still its separation from the treated water was difficult. So what we did was to cap some polymer material on top of these catalysts. Before we did this, we also checked this photocatalytic activity. In absence of sunlight, this reaction proceeded in 39 minutes, as we saw earlier. But in presence of sunlight, this reaction was much faster. So it also proved that this was a photocatalyst, and you can treat them directly in river beds. If you can separate them, you can directly use them for treating the river water. So that was another important parameter that we could find out. So what next we did was to embed these polymer type, these nanostructures in these polymer beads. So these are polyethyl sulfone beads in which we embedded our polymer, embedded our palladium nanostructures. We characterized them. We looked at its thermal stability. We looked at their the X-ray diagrams before and after embedding them, encapsulating them. We also looked at the surface area. We saw an immense increase in the surface area of the
We are
polyethyl
going
sulfone.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Please continue. 2 minutes more.
Yeah, thank you. We can enhance the surface area many times by using these palladium in these sulfone beads. So what was interesting to note is that we tried these. It was easy here because you could just filter them out and treat a new batch. So we have treated almost 100 batches of effluent water, and we could see that chromium can be very effectively reduced from its +6 state to +3 state. +3 state is a non-toxic state of chromium. So this was something that I wanted to pass across to you, that we have developed such a system that you can generate the nanostructures, encapsulate them in these beads, and then treat the wastewater containing chromium very effectively. We have also done many other optimization studies, but I have not presented that here due to the lack of time. So that's my conclusion, that palladium encapsulated polyether sulfone beads can be exceptionally good catalyst for the reduction of chromium 6 to 3 with a percentage conversion of more than 97% up to 100 reaction cycles. So they can be a promising catalyst for a very practical applications from chromium remediation. So I thank all the organizers for this wonderful opportunity to present very briefly this work here. I am open for any questions if you have. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for interesting talk. Now I will change my role and I will go from moderator to presenter. That's my time.
Thank you.
Okay, so everybody can see the screen. Okay, I will change the role. Somebody else will control the time.
Yeah, it's not playing.
Why is it not seeing this? It's not full. Let me check. I will try to solve the problem with the screen. Yes, so we are having problems how to share this.
You can share the
I think you can share the search
screen.
windows. Yeah. There's several windows you can select, and you can select the screen one.
Instead of just
Entire screen.
entire screen. Oh, you're gonna see the mess of my screen of my desktop. That's fine. It's visible now. Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's okay.
We changed the method for make the people stressed. So now we will hear something like at 5 minutes and at 7 minutes. Okay, well, thank you very much. I will try just to put into 7 minutes what I was doing in the last years here in Japan. I'm working in Shinjuku University, that is in the middle of Japan, in the middle of the mountains. Even Japan is like a big mountain. Yes, and I will talk to you about those doing about metal organic framework for fire detection, present and the perspective for the future. The first point I want to talk is about the fluorides. Fluorides we see normally are something really not harmful because it's in our toothpaste and so on. But when you are just over the limit that they are recommended by the World Health Organization or the institution that is controlling the water in your country, you have problems. By example, in the photograph, you can see how is the dental enamel is not developing correctly or in the kids. And this is when these concentrations of fluorides are over certain limits. When you go even higher in concentration, so my screen is fine?
Yeah, your screen is gone.
Sorry, touch it. Cable.
Yeah.
No, it's fine? No. Give me a second, I will restart this. You can see it, okay. So when you are over the 1.5 milligrams per liter recommended by the World Health Organization or the entity that is controlling in your country, you start to have problems. I just talk about the dental enamel development, but when you go even farther, you have problems in the bones. And then you see kids when the bones get not growing straight and they can be deformed, right? Even this is the problem for the life expectancy, the life quality decrease a lot, right? And this is not a minor number. In Africa and Asia, you have 170 million persons. That is then higher than the population in Japan. So the point is, what is happening in these countries? Well, the main problem is that the population grows faster than the infrastructure. You can see that in the last 50 years, the population of 80 years, the population from Kenya or Tanzania just multiplied by 6. But the good point also is that the gross domestic product is also growing, right? I took Tanzania and Kenya because they are two countries that they are one together to the other, but they have different, they are the opposite points. One just changed the economy in the last, let's say, 30 years, and the other is changing in the last 10 years. But the good point is that with this flow of money, we can just consider just provide solutions. And it's not only good for science, it's good for companies that they want to stop like that. Right? So the good solution would be, okay, let's make piping and let's just give them water to all these people, just make a pump and so on. They have problems. This is the amount of people in rural areas without electricity. So that means that the solution cannot be just to only provide the safe water to these areas because you don't have electricity. Right? So we need just to find a way just to give solution, but also get to achieve the cost because these people is living with less than $1 per day, $1.40. They're really in the bottom of the pyramid. So what's the solution? Well, this is the map that we were just doing, just mapping water quality in Arusha, that is in the north of Tanzania in 2021. And with this, you can see that the red dots are places where the water is not drinkable and blue are drinkable. In that case, we have found a way. We can give information to these populations. And there you can see that when you have this person here, living here, well, all the blue dots means that they're fine. So people, they know that they can go and get water there. When they have some spot that is not safe, they can go and get water from other places. But when it's in red, at least they know that they need a higher solution. And this will be part of a different talk. So the first point as a chemist is just provide a chemical sensor. And the chemical sensor is a metal organic framework that automatically recognizes the fluorides and develops a chemical signal. And this chemical signal can be transformed into a value of the fluoride concentration in water. For this, I will try in 2 different materials that you can see that they have a good linear range, even though we need only the blue one for water because our limit is in 1.5. But also we have good detection limit in a linear range. That is, it's a more complicated situation, but also can be applied not only for Africa or the area of north of India and Pakistan. It can also be applied for the States because the States also has a complicated situation with the fluorides. Every county can just have a different situation. So, but this is only a signal, a water signal, chemical signal. So the next step that I was just working wasn't just to make a device that it will be not using battery. It will be using the GPS from the smartphone. It will get the power source from the smartphone. It also will get the date and time for the fluoride examination. And all this information can be sent to the cloud. And I've also developed this app when people just can see the different determination that were done over the time and say, okay, this place is safe. We have this amount of water. I can go and catch water here. And this determination was done in this, that is, let's say, 2 weeks ago. It's not changing from the dry season to the rainy season. And with this, we just can have the device. This information can be shared with the different stakeholders like the government or different users or companies that they want just to invest in the country. So this project is almost ready. I will just have this device in the field in December, January working. And let's see what's next. Okay. I'm changing the sensor and just to measure absorbance in the whole system. And also can measure fluorescence. Then I can excite from the UV to the green. It can be used in the field. I can just map large areas that are really, really portable. So what I need from you is that the part of the networking is that your problems. I need that you tell me which are your problems and when you would like just to implement that. And if you can just have a problem to want to solve and you don't know why, this sensor can be one option for you. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and I try just to find all the way just to say thanks in the language of the region. Sorry, not all, because I don't have all the fonts, right? Okay, so thank you very much. And let's go for next speaker. Okay, so next speaker is Manuela Kim. Okay.
All right. I will just a minute. I will open. Can you see my screen?
Clear.
All right. I will open my microphone. Can you close your microphone, please? Okay, let's start. Hello everyone. My name is Manuela Kim. I work for Mimaki Engineering, which is a company here in Japan, specialized in the creation of inks and printers with different applications. And sorry.
So please share your screen.
Yeah.
Not yet.
And
No, it's not working.
No.
No, you need us to share.
Yeah, that's the whole.
Perfect.
Okay. So I am part of the Japan chapter. I'm one of the founding members of the Japan chapter, which was created in 2024. So we are really, really happy to be hosting this web meeting with all the Southeast Asian chapters. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the impact of the printing and ink industry in the environment. And first of all, I would like to make like a big overview about the global printing market, which stands at a substantial size. You can see that we are talking about hundreds of billion dollars, which is and is having a significant growth driven by digital printing and eco-friendly packaging, as demand for sustainable materials and customizable option rises. The market for the next few years is projected to expand steadily worldwide, but it will have a great impact mainly in Europe, China, and India. And it will be more focused on the packaging and labeling sectors. Its adaptability and focus on sustainability marks a promising future for the printing industry. So to talk about about the printing industry, we would like to talk a little bit about the kind of printing technologies that are used nowadays for mass production, and that will be offset lithography, which is a classic and high quality method ideal for large volume of prints like books and magazines. It uses plates to transfer ink onto paper, delivering precise and consistent results. And then we have flexography, which it is commonly used for packaging and applies ink onto a flexible surface, and it's perfect for labeling plastic and cardboard. It's fast and cost effective, and it's very versatile for different materials like metal, cellophane, plastics, papers, etc. Then we have digital printing, which offers the flexibility of on-demand printing without plates. It's perfect for short runs, quick turnarounds, and customization, making it increasingly popular for personalized marketing materials. Digital printing includes methods like inkjet printing and serigraphy, which are the most common we can find in our offices. Inkjet printing is highly adaptable, spraying tiny droplets of ink onto surfaces, perfect for custom designs and small runs like posters and photos. And serigraphy is commonly used in laser printers and copies, which uses static electricity and toner for sharp text and images. Ideally, it's used for offices with high-speed productions environments. So what is the impact of inks and printers? The environmental impact of ink and printers is significant across multiple fronts. First, we have paper production, which contributes to deforestation, which affects biodiversity and carbon storage. The printing process itself is energy intensive, adding to the carbon footprint of the industry. Inks often are made of petroleum-based chemicals, release volatile organic compounds, also known as VOCs, and that contribute to air and water pollution. Additionally, the rise of electronic waste or e-waste from obsolete printers poses disposal challenges as many components are not biodegradable. Addressing these issues requires a shift to sustainable materials, energy-efficient devices, and responsible recycling practices. Together, we can help reduce the environmental impact of the printing industry by understanding the key points of the impact to the environment. For example, inks are made from colorants, binders, solvents, and additives. And among the solvents, which has the function of dissolution and adjusting the viscosity of the ink, we can find ethanol, methyl acetate, ethyl acetate, etc., which have low boiling points. And these are considered VOCs and air pollutants. So volatile organic compounds or VOCs are emitted during the printing process, primarily during the evaporation of solvents in inks, coatings, and cleaning agents. Traditional printing inks often contain petroleum-based solvents, and they are released as VOCs into the air as they dry. These VOCs can escape as gases from freshly printed surfaces and even during routine equipment cleaning, where solvent-based cleaners are used to remove the ink residues. Additionally, heat is used in some printing processes like curing or drying and can accelerate the VOC emission. These emissions contribute to air pollution and can form ground-level ozone, impacting both environmental and human health. So it is important to use renewable solvents like the ones that we have here, fatty acid methyl and butyl esters, or switch into water-based and plant-based solvents like soybean or oil or linseed oil. Replace the solvents like isopropanol acid with glycol ethers, or use UV cured inks, which are very useful and very on trend right now, but as they use acrylates, they can be considered allergens. So as concluding remarks, I would like to emphasize that we need to minimize the environmental impact of the printing industry using a multifaceted approach. We need effective ink management, which is critical, using renewable, low VOC, and biodegradable inks to reduce the pollution. Also, produce responsibly, as manufacturers should implement take-back programs for used cartridges, recycling systems, and eco-friendly certification standards. And finally, it is important to address the design of printing products focus on sustainability, which includes designing for durability, recyclability, and reduced material use, as well as energy-efficient printing equipment. Together, these efforts can foster a more responsible and eco-friendly printing industry. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you all for coming to this meeting.
Okay, thanks for also just for the extra 7 seconds that you took for the talk. You gave 7 seconds just for free, right? Okay. We are just coming for the next talk. I would like to share some amazing news that we have around 2,000 persons in the streaming just watching this. So thanks for all the speakers at the moment, and let's continue making something beautiful for all the people that is in the streaming, right? Our next speaker, good of you, fantastic, you're amazing. Okay, sure, go ahead.
So is the slide okay? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gori Liu. I'm from Research Center for Eco-Environmental Sciences, Chinese Academy of Sciences. Today, my topic is emissions of persistent toxic substances from industries. This is related to the air pollution. Industrial productions are very essential and fundamental to our human lives. For example, the steel making, the cement plants, and cooking plants, and so on. Controlling their emission are very important for sustainable industrial development. But industrial activities can lead to air pollutions, and industrial emissions lead to increased health risks. For example, in America, 416,000 deaths can be attributed to the PM 2.5 from the coal electric power plants. And China is a big industrial country. We collected many samples released from industries, and we focused on some new persistent organic pollutants. And for example, dioxin is can lead to cancer. We determined the dioxin-like new pulps from the industrial emissions. For example, the new pollutants, polychlorinated nitrates and halogenated pH, and a lot of industrial emission was detected, and was their mechanism and control was discussed in our papers. And we further focused on the HCBD. This chemical was controlled by the U.S. Toxic Substances Control Act and the international treaty, for example, Stockholm Convention, and the new pollutants list in China and the European Union and Canada Environmental Protection Agency also listed HCBD as the priority pollutants. We collected many of the stack gas and fly ash samples from the industries, not only in China but also from other areas in the world, and we determined the samples. We detected the HCBD in the samples, and we proposed the emission factors for HCBD from 12 industries. Those emission factors can be used to establish a global inventory, even for some countries without the POPs analysis capacity. They can use the emission factor to evaluate the total emissions and to evaluate the health risks, and the details published on the Nature Communications. And we also further determined new chemicals. The structure is very similar to the dioxins, but although many of these chemicals were detected in the Great Lakes, but their sources remain unknown. So we detected the PHCG in the industries, and we proposed the content pattern. What is the effect of content pattern? Based on the content pattern, we can explain where the PHCZ came from for example, from some cooking industries, and the details can be found on the Nature Communication. And we also detected many inorganic compounds, for example, crystal compounds in the industrial fine particles. For example, the respirable quartz belong to the group 1 considered by the International Agency for Research on Cancer, and also we determined the levels and the emissions of the quartz in China, but also in the global. The source control of quartz emissions is very important for policy decision making, and we can take some measures to reduce the human exposure to those pollutants, and details can be found on the nature sustainability. And finally, we focused on the rare earth elements in particle matters from industries. Some rare earth elements was detected in the atmosphere, fine particle matters, but their sources remain unknown. We determined the levels and the profiles of the rare earth elements from the different industries. The details can be found on the Nature Communication. And finally, industrial activity are fundamental to our human life, but pollutants emission from industries need our control. So we think it is important to control the industrial emissions with the aim of sustainable development goals. Okay, that's all. Thanks for all your attentions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for presenting all this amount of information. Really, thank you very much. So we will go to the next one. Shishti Goyal.
Yes, I'll just share my screen.
Please.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
Okay, can you confirm that the slides are moving?
Yes, are moving.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Enjoy your 7 minutes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Srishti Goyal. I'm a PhD candidate at Universidad Rovira Virgili. Thank you for having me today. I will share an innovative perspective on international trade that bridges economic and environmental sustainability, emphasizing the dual nature of trade, which is good and bad. This is a joint work with Professor Maria Yop. I will begin by discussing the motivation for the study, followed by outlining its objectives. Next, I will provide a brief overview of the methodology and the data used. Finally, I will present the key findings and conclude with the main key takeaways. We all know trade drives global economies, but it also generates emissions, what we call BADs. While studies on emissions embodied in trade do explore environmental cost, they often overlook a balanced view of how these emissions compare to the economic benefits. This motivated us to develop a more nuanced approach. Our goal is to create a tool to measure how trade balances economic benefits against environmental cost, identifying emission-intensive sectors, and using this to inform policies for sustainable trade practices. We use hypothetical extraction method, This approach removes a specific sector from the global economy, from the economic model, to evaluate its impact on goods and emissions across the economy. We first estimate the benchmark model using the environmentally extended multi-regional input-output model. And then we quantify this contribution of each sector by comparing the economy before and after its removal. We use the outputs of the hypothetical extraction method to calculate three key metrics: sectoral trade openness ratio, which measures how open sectors are to trade; emission trade openness ratio, which examines openness of emissions to trade; and emission balance of trade, which basically evaluates whether sectors trade more in economic goods or bads, with value below 1 indicating cleaner trade. This metric provides a holistic view of the economic and environmental dynamics in global trade. Our analysis used data from the OECD ICIO tables covering 45 sectors in 66 countries, along with emission data from trade and embodied CO2 emission database. These comprehensive data sets allow us to assess the global economic and environmental interactions effectively. Now, moving on to the results, here is this heat map. We have the sectors on the horizontal axis here and the countries on the vertical axis here. Towards the left, that is basically here, we start with the primary sectors. We move on to the secondary or the manufacturing sectors, and here we have the tertiary or the services sector. To the right, you will notice that trade openness ratio is higher for primary and secondary sector, which can be understood by the concentration of the red and yellows towards the left of the heat map, which basically shows that these sectors are more integrated in the economy. Similarly, emission trade openness ratio is high for primary and secondary sectors. However, here you will notice that the service sector has high emission balance, or rather imbalance of trade, shown by the concentration of reds and yellows towards the right of the heat map. So our main findings reveal that primary and secondary sector contribute significantly to emissions. However, service sectors show high emission intensity in trade. Smaller economies like Singapore exhibit emission-heavy trade, while larger ones like India and China manage relatively efficient trade. To conclude, the findings emphasize the need to reduce emissions in the service sector by integrating cleaner technologies and input. Developing nations require support to enhance production efficiency, while international cooperation can align trade and environmental policies. The EBT metric is a step forward in assessing trade sustainability, and future work could extend its scope to other environmental impacts like water use or land use. Achieving sustainable trade requires cooperative effort across nations and industries. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Our next talk is Shu Wang. Welcome.
No microphone.
Okay, perfect streaming.
No tiene abierto el micrófono.
Okay, will you check your microphone, please?
Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Oh, okay, I will start now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shu Wang, coming from Jinan University, University of Birmingham Joint Institute. It will be a great pleasure today to make my presentation of my latest research outcome. The title of my presentation is the battle mode, the institutional innovation for affordable and clean energy in rural China. I would like to give you a very quick biography of introducing myself. I'm now holding a PhD degree from the University of Liège, Belgium, and my research fields are environmental economics and energy economics, focusing on agricultural waste management and bioenergy industry development strategies. The topic of my research is studying straw. After harvesting, the grain has been collected. The leftover is straw, which is a kind of agricultural byproduct. With the growing population globally, agriculture is also expanding simultaneously. Enormous straw is generated. Straw has dual characters, waste and resources. If straw can be recycled properly, it can become an invaluable resource that serves people's life. On the contrary, if straw cannot be utilized properly, it has to be burned in open air, which can bring about huge environmental hazards. Such practices are also common and can be observed in many developing countries like China, India, Thailand, and Africa. Hence, the government encourages straw comprehensive utilization for finding a way out for straw disposal. Straw-based bioenergy is one of major contributors. Also, the government provides subsidy and supportive policy for farmers and straw consumers. For household energy consumption for heating, China heavily relies on coal. However, it has been widely reported by the media that coal consumption brings about serious pollution. In view of this, energy transition policy for heating have been proposed to try to give potential solution for this issue, coal to gas and coal to electricity, which means that using natural gas and electricity can replace coal for heating system. However, there are some instant drawbacks of these policies. China is the major importer of natural gas in the world. Hence, it usually faces the challenge of shortage of natural gas. Similar to electricity, because of the competition of energy utilization, for heating demand, it usually faces the problems of load shedding. Besides, there are many challenges of energy transition policies in rural China. Due to scattered distribution of building, it has some restriction of electricity supply in rural area. The high and rising fuel price exacerbate poverty, and worse still, some families are labored with fuel cost-induced poverty because fuel costs accounts for a significant proportion of family income. How economists can help? My major is agricultural economics. With the development of modern energy utilization biomass, the technique is no longer the bottleneck. In confront of the low-income rural family in developing countries, how to reduce the accessible obstacle of modern biomass utilization is more challenging but meaningful. Such an issue is not only crucial in China, but it has a wider interest with a worldwide common concern. So we come to my research. Using the straw pellet, which is a high-density and high-value solid fuel, has the advantage of being easier for transportation, storage, and utilization. However, the instant energy transition from straw to straw pellet may put financial burden on the poor rural family. So because straw pellets procurement and replacement of stove with biomass stove are both require higher and extra expenditure. Therefore, the institutional innovation, the Batamo, is proposed by Mexico City, which is located in Jilin province, northeast China. In Batamo, participating rural families can supply 3 tons straw feedstock in return for 1 ton straw pellet. And the Mexico City government provides and installs biomass feedstock for free. This model has been working in Mexico City for several years, which significantly alleviates financial burden for participating rural families while everything is free. Here is a photo for field survey of briquetting factory. Photo of survey rural family. So this is the system boundary for our life cycle assessment. We have to give a very quick flash. The result from life cycle assessment. The battle mode compared to commercial one. The battle modes take advantage of physical activity from participating farmers, which does not count for greenhouse gas emissions. Battle mode compares to coal. Greenhouse gas emission of battle mode are around 5% of coal mode for heating. The results from economic evaluation. Rural family can enjoy free pellet, and the only cost is fuel cost consumption from transportation. And briquetting factory can be beneficial from free straw feedstock supply, but the government should undertake the free biomass stove installation. Now we come to the conclusion. The secret of the successful operation of butter mold in Mexico City. Firstly, North China has stronger heating demand than South China. Therefore, straw pellet has better market potential and acceptance in North China. Mexico City is located in Northeast China, and butter mold is attractive to rural families. Secondly, in the Northeast China, the most famous corn belt can supply profound straw feedstock in China. And thirdly, the construction of a benefit-sharing mechanism among the consumer, the producer, and the government. In the benefit-sharing mechanism, the responsibility of each object is clarified, and they are not only the beneficiary, but also the benefactor of the corporation. Now let's move to the final part of my report. The policy implication of butter mold. What straw can do to change the world? Small straw, big future. In front of the global crisis, the power and force of every nation should be united together. And United Nations has made the most prominent effort in proposing sustainable development goals, which require all United Nations members to adopt. In total, these sustainable development goals are proposed to protect the planet and poverty and ensure prosperity. And our finding can be make great contribution on how straw can do to achieve this goal. And this research report is based on my accumulated knowledge from 4 published manuscripts about straw utilization and management. They all make contribution to my final part. Okay, that is all for my report. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. You are really in time. And now we have Swami in online. He's just making a large effort just to be with us. So in the meantime, I think that he will be the next. I would like just to ask if we have to Dr. Yang. Yes, Kaichao Yang, because he was just going in the next in the last minute, just up in the request for participating in the meeting. So if he's there, he will be the closing. But now we'll just go to Dr. Tiwari. As he's in the field, I will share the screen.
Thank you, Gideon, and sorry for delay. Hello, everyone. I'm Ashwin Kumar Tiwari, Assistant Professor in the School of Environmental Science. So I would like to request to Gideon please share my slides, because I'm in a rural area to do some outreach activities, so I'm not able to share my screen, or I'm connected with my phone. So thank you, Gideon. Can I start?
Go ahead, please.
My voice is clear. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
Anyone
we can.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So my topic is mine water chemistry and its utilization for the different uses like drinking, domestic and irrigation or industrial purpose. So as you know, in India, we are suffering from the water crisis. Many part of the region, we don't have sufficient water for drinking and other purposes. This is very tough situation in many parts of India because of the crisis of water crisis in terms of availability, in terms of contamination. So my research is mainly focused on mine water. So as you know, what is the mine water? What is the definition of mine water? Simply, we can say the water, any kind of water which is present in the mining areas, it is called mine water because it's coming from the mining areas or ongoing mine, or the mine is closed. So that water we call mine water. It can be surface water, it can be groundwater. So it's a picture that you can see here, lots of pictures, 2 or 3 pictures. Can you click, Gino? Okay, one click more. Thank you. So this is the water resources which is present in the mining area, and This water we call mine water. It's water which is, it can be groundwater, can be surface water. Because it is present in the mining region, so we call mine water. Next. Can you click all the pictures here? Click. Yes, thank you. So that you can see here, mine water. So as you know, in India, coal mines in the Gondwana formation, geologically, and we have resources. We have a surface water there, we have a groundwater there, and we have a river water as well. But most of the cases, the water is contaminated. It's not fit for the direct consumption. That you can see in a hand pump, reddish color, that you clearly see. This is iron, high iron contaminated. If you see on one side is a pond, that you can see is contaminated with the human activities. If you see the well, is also contaminated. And if you see in the right side, people in queue or people fighting for the water. Sometimes fresh water, this supply water, as it come once in the morning or and once in the evening. So people have to come outside from their home to collect the water for survival, and this is really tough for them. And next, and it's very common in the mining areas. Next, continue. Okay. The question is that why we have to study about the mine water? Why it is required? We have surface water, we have groundwater, we can use that water. Here, if you see, our agenda is meeting with the SDG 6, Sustainable Goal Development 6. That you can see, there is around 3 billion people. They are drinking the water, they don't know what they are drinking, whether it is suitable for them or not. They don't know. They don't know the composition of the dissolved ions in the water, and they have to drink. And many areas in the mining, they are facing crisis of water. There we don't have the proper, drinking water, groundwater or something. Where this type of study, where you can know the contaminant level and seasonal variation, and you can generate the long period data, like 5 to 6 year data, and then you can propose some treatment technology, and that can be provided to the society. That mine water, because we have huge mine water and we are directly discharging in the open channel sometimes, and this is going to waste and it's going to contaminate other resources, the surrounding of the mining. This is one another difficult problem. So we have to solve that problem. So we are working on different mining in India, coal mining, to generate the database, so we can take some good decision, and we have developed one technology to treat it. Next. So this is the data that you can see how many water we have in the mining area, and we have to discharge it. It's a huge number. If we're going to do something, at least 60%, 50%, then we can provide the society a better society, and with good quality of the water and good health to them. Next. These are the studies we have done, and we have compared, and we have identified what are the major issues. We are lucky, most of the Indian mining is not in the nature of acid mine drainage. As you know, if you go discuss about the coal mining and other things, it comes acid mine drainage problem. But luckily, if you see India, can you go back, Eugenio? Please. Back. One more. Okay, thank you. So we have to done the study. If you see here, PS, in study area is not going to be very low. It is between the 6.2 to 7.5, 7.8 because of the carbonate buffering there. So we are lucky we don't have acid mine problem. What problem we have in the mining area? We have mostly the problem of sulfate and iron, and also the problem of total hardness. Also the problem of somewhere is the magnesium, Mn, and nickel somewhere, depend upon the lithology of the area. So we don't have much problem. What level of contamination is varies. It go around more than 1,000 ppb level in iron, and somewhere it goes around 500 mg per liter average of the sulfate. Next. That you can see the studies we have compared with the other studies of the Indian coal field and other studies, that you can see clearly what parameter is going to be concerned. So we have identified few parameters, which is the TDS, which is a sulfate, which is iron, which is a total hardness. So somewhere it is a Mn, depend upon the lithology. Somewhere is a nickel due to the other mining activities surrounding. So we don't have a big problem, but we have problem. Definitely we have problem, and we can solve it. And that you can see, this is the mine water. This is the mine water, and this is a graph which is indicating that most of the mine water, they have problem of high salinity, and they can use this water for high salt tolerated crops. Definitely, if you're going to use continuous this process without treatment, your soil going to be saline and your production going to be impacted. But if you're going to treat it and reduce the salinity, you can directly use this water for irrigation purpose. As you know, according to the CGWB, we know this is the common data everywhere. So we Indians mostly use our groundwater resources for irrigation. We use very less amount of water for drinking in domestic purpose. But here you can see, if we're going to treat it, what's going to be happen? We can utilize this water for the irrigation. That is most important. And we are working. Some of the mining in India, they have proper treatment technology, and they are reducing the dissolved element and providing to the society for domestic and irrigation uses as well as for industrial uses. And we have set up one plant in Jharia. Jharia is a place where you can we can say black diamond place, black diamond, that means huge reservoir of the gold. So where we do, and there is technology is developed by the CSIR, Central Research Institute, so they can treat that water, and the cost is come less than about 10 cents. In European currency, you can say 10 cents. So this is very good activity, and they are providing that water to the society for drinking and domestic purposes. So I would like to say that we have crisis, but we have much resources that we can use in future. We can treat it. We are generating the database of different mining. In future, we can use it for different purposes. So I would like to thank to the organizer and my research team and funding agencies for supporting my research, which I am working on it. And I have also published one mine water. Can it be a potential resource of water in Marie Curie Association magazine? It's easily available. If anybody have any question, you can write me and I will give the reply. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for disturbance because I'm in a school which is a class 6 to 8 and lots of kids is surrounding here, and we are here for outreach activities, so you have a lots of sound from them. I'm sorry for that. Sorry for the inconvenience. If you have any question, please.
So thank you very much for your effort. I know that you were in not the best conditions we thought, but you did a nice effort and you were sharing very nice.
Thank you, Junior. Thank you for your support. And thank you.
So now I would like just to know, because is Chao Yang is with us. It will be the last talk. Okay, so he's not. Yeah.
Hi, Otad. Am I? What's my? When is my presentation begin? I'm Zhong Yu, by the way.
That is one of the questions that we have to. I don't have it at this, but not now because I don't able to put you in the book of abstract.
Okay, thank you.
Right, because I was receiving different from different sources the presentations. So please. Can you share your screen, please?
Is it me?
Yes, please share your screen.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello?
Perfect and clear.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Zhong Yu from Sun Yat-sen University. Today is my great honor to be here to talk about microbiome interaction network in the activate sludge. Ask you a question. Okay, the slide is not moving. Okay, oh, okay. This is a microbiome network in the activate sludge. The green node represent the microbes, the green and the red edge, which represent the cooperation and the competition between two microbes. So my question is, what's your solution to control these microbes? Well, and in practice, the activate sludge community usually consists of hundreds of different functional microbes who can sometimes cooperate to achieve certain function, but sometimes, okay, the animation, sorry. Okay, sometimes they will cooperate to achieve certain function, but sometimes they will compete for the shared resource in the community. This varying interaction will constitute a dynamic interaction network in the community. Therefore, it's always difficult or even infeasible for us to propose a simple strategy to control this community. Understanding the dynamic pattern of the microbiome network is the key for us to harness the micrometabolic potential of the activated sludge community. So far, most microbiome studies have used the correlation analysis to capture the microbiome interaction, which they will define the microbiome interaction simply by the abundance distribution similarity, which will fail to capture the variability of this microbiome interaction. Therefore, to just this issue, Professor George Sugihara from the University of California have proposed a new algorithm called SMAP. In his solution, he has oh shit. Oh no. Okay. So in his solution, he projects the time series of the microbiome community onto a high-dimensional state space whose coordinate axes correspond to the different species. And he proposed that if the trajectory go upward, it means the corresponding species are facilitating each other. If it go downwards, it means the species are competing. If it travel in plane, it means, it means the species have no interaction. With this method, Professor Sugihara has successfully captured the varying interaction in the body seam musclecosm. However, it should be noted that unlike Sugihara's research, it's always difficult for us to obtain enough time series for analyzing the high-dimensional activate sludge network. Therefore, inspired by Professor George Sugihara, we have proposed a new algorithm. In my framework, we have first collect as many sample as possible, and project them onto the high-dimensional state space whose coordinate axes correspond to the different microbiome abundance. If we monitor the dynamic of this community, it should travel within this manifold. It should not travel outside. And then we will use the locally weighted regression with the elastic net penalty to characterize and summarize the partial slope at the different location of the whole manifold. So we find, as expected, we find that for some microbes, their interaction can range from positive to negative, which means their interaction could be either cooperation or inhibition. However, we also find that the interaction of some microbes are always positive or negative, which means their interaction will remain constant regardless of the community state. This is indeed a very interesting phenomenon that are very similar to the macro ecosystem, because like for example, wolves are always eating rabbit. Maybe sometimes they eat less rabbit, maybe sometimes they eat more rabbit, but in all cases they eat rabbits. So the wolves are the nature enemies of the rabbits. Maybe in the microbiome world, the microbes are always, maybe they also have their nature enemies or nature cooperator who can impose constant facilitation or inhibition on themselves. So we are thinking if we can use this target constant interaction to achieve the target manipulation for the community. We focus on the use of the nature cooperator to enhance the microbiome function. Specifically, we have used the nature cooperator of the methanogen to enhance the methane production of the anaerobic sludge. Our result, such experimental results suggest that maybe we can use the nature enemies or the nature cooperator to achieve the target manipulation of the complex system. So let's back to our first question. What's your solution to control these microbes? According to our research, maybe we can use the nature enemies or the nature cooperator to achieve the target manipulation of this function microbes. But that's our answer. But what if we think bigger? What if this network isn't the network of the activate sludge, but instead it's the network of the human gut microbiome, and the micro to control is the pathogen. Can we also use the nature enemy to kill this bacteria without the use of the antibiotic? Or what if this network is the soil microbiota network? Can we control this dynamic network to enhance the crop or reduce the recalcitrant carbon release? I believe my framework can. I believe my framework can provide us the novel knowledge of the geometry of the manifold and help us to design the simple and efficient control strategy for controlling the microbiome community. And with that, I want to thank my founding agency and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Can you share your live screen with your acknowledgement and your founding, please?
Yeah. Can you? Do you need the slide?
Yes, we just lose your last slide.
Yes. Yeah, this is a perspective of my framework. Yes, we want to use this framework to study the many complex system. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
So with you is the last talk from today. Now we'll just would like just to ask to everybody just to turn on your cameras. I would like just to see a photograph of the team that we're just contributing here. Oh my God, that's a nice view. I don't know which is the movie. Oh. Come on, we have more. Come on, we're still like 12 shy guys. Come on, one more.
So group photo now.
One more. There we go there. And then we have the photograph. Okay, good. I will share it later. So now we'll propose that we take 2 minutes break, and I will share in the chat the rooms that we can have for. I'll just go to the gallery again. This is too much. Please check the chat. You will find 3 different rooms. I will share according to the speakers. We have 3 different categories, right? Earth science and sustainability, environmental chemistry and contamination, water management, and conservation, right? So people just want just to have fun networking and go to these rooms and go there. And please enjoy the networking, right? We can start, let's say, 45. Take a little rest, and I will see you there. As we wanna close, give a second there. As we're gonna close this, I would like to everybody to participate in this regional meeting. It was something interesting to prepare. It was interesting just to interact with all the chapters, with all the working groups. We have a lot of support from the communication team, from the Marie Curie alumni, from the managing team, and all of you. Thanks for just make a deep adventure of have a presentation in just 7 minutes. I know it's stressful and it's a great effort just to change for the format, just to take 20 minutes and have a question and answers and so on, right? We will have a second meeting in 2 weeks. It will be focused on computer science and artificial intelligence. So everybody wants to stay there and participate. Also, you're welcome. And I hope that this will repeat next year. So thank you very much. And we close here and see you in the discussion room. I will just ask you later. One important point. This is not ending here, in fact. We will adjust a deep proceeding. So in the following days, week, you will receive a format, an invitation just to write the proceeding of a few pages that will be edited and published in the MCAA proceedings. And of course, we will need just reviewers. So as you are coming as the author of the paper, you also will be requested just to be reviewer of 2 or 3 manuscripts just to give a background and just take care of the quality of the publications, right? So thank you, everybody, and we'll wait for you in the networking groups. Feel free just to jump from one to another. Just people start jumping. Okay. See you in the networking rooms. Bye-bye.